live. How's it going, friends? Welcome. This is Going Critical, Chronicle, our Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, Manhattan by Midnight. My name is Fabs. I'm your storyteller for today. Yeah, I'm so happy to see you guys. Let me introduce to you guys our cast. These wonderful people. Kai, let's start with you.
Howdy, I'm Kai. I use he, they, she pronouns, and I am playing Andre the Bruja. And he's he, him pronouns, and boy, he just loves picking fights and flirting with people. That was like all he did last session, and probably what he'll do again today.
Hell yeah. Next is Alex. Welcome back.
Hello. Thank you. It's so good to be back. My name is Alex. I use he, they pronouns. I'm at Aldermancy most places. And tonight I will be playing the terrible French vampire, Aurelius. He is a Ventru, and he is going to go research and do other terrible blood drinking things.
Amazing. Next, we don't have Blue Jay today. They're enjoying a concert that they had scheduled prior to all these engagements, but we hope they enjoy. Next, we have Emily.
Hi, my name's Emily. I use she, her pronouns. I'm playing Rowan, who uses she, they pronouns. Rowan is a, oh my god.
Ravnos.
Ravnos. Yes, a Ravnos vampire.
Lovely. And last but not least, Annie.
Hey, I'm Danny. I use they, them pronouns. I'm playing Evie. The she, her pronouns. Tremere, who's having a bad time.
Oh, unfortunately. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Snickerdoodle, thank you for thinking that my voice is soothing. That's first. But yeah, if you guys want to take part in the game, you can do so. If you want to, if you have enough channel points, you can help these kindred with rouse rerolls, feeding opportunities, or if you want to donate and help out the channel, you could even give them a flashback, which is basically automatic success and a roleplay opportunity for all of us. We all love that. And yeah, last we left off without our lovely sad boy Aurelius, the coterie found themselves finding a lot more information as to what's going on in the city. It seems that there are outside forces such as the London Camarilla in the guise of Boston and Hartford trying to break in and trying to kind of take over this Council of Thorns that the current seating Camarilla and Anarchs have created for themselves for a little bit of harmony and peace. That is being challenged by, unfortunately, if true, the Camarilla Tremere. Now another sect called the Spire is trying to stop this, and we'll see what the coterie does, whether they help their own or these new players in town. So yeah, we're gonna start tonight and rouse the blood. It's a new night. The city has done their day's work, and now the vampires are out to play. Please roll me your rouse checks for this evening. Rolling a d10. A 1 to 5 is a is a failure. 6 to 10 is a success. There's no crit failures in rouse checks, thankfully. So if you rolled a 1, it's fine. We're gonna roll around and see who gets hungrier.
A fail for Aurelius.
A fail for Aurelius.
I feel like it's on brand. It's a fail for Andre.
Andre is a fail as well. Evie, I think you did a thumbs up for
No, that was
success.
sarcastic.
Oh.
Oh my
That was a
god.
failure.
I love it. And Rowan,
I got a failure too.
everybody gets hungrier tonight.
Yes.
Amazing. So let me just get at what hunger is everybody? Two. 2, and 3 for Evie. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Did not feed last
Fantastic.
session, so
It's okay. She's got some packs. She'll be fine.
could go and get some, but
Yes, but also double check your blood
Lunchables.
potency. If your blood potency is over 1, blood bags do not sate much hunger, so double check with that. Anyway, we're going to continue with our chronicle. We're gonna begin with Aurelius. Aurelius, you took several nights off. That blood poison that Lyran, also known as a Nancy, that was administered to you by your own volition, pretty much rocked your world. It took several nights to pretty much recover from that, but now that you are at full form, what are you planning to do?
I have been taking these few nights off from my TA classes, so I have not been able to return to studying at the library, which means that I am overdue for both some research interests with a friend of mine, as well as a meeting I have recently scheduled with a high-ranking camarilla.
Amazing. Yeah, you sent a messenger that you normally do, being the way that you are, that you don't use technology. A young gentleman easily just takes the train up to Bernard College to deliver your message. While you're waiting for that meeting, however, where do you meet your assistant? Your assistant Laura.
I believe it is the Rose Gallery
Mhm.
in the New York Public Library. That's where I work.
Okay. It's a lovely evening. You see that the guard sees you. It's like, hey, sir, it's nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a few days. Yeah, welcome back.
Thank you. I came down with a bit of a cold.
Oh, especially like during the fall flu season, right? Got to be careful with that. All right, sir.
Absolutely. Have a good evening.
And he walks past, and as the heels of your shoes make the clicky clack sounds that echo through the halls, you get to your office, where Laura is there, slaving over their laptop, checking a few things that you had assigned her.
I will never understand how you enjoy those devices so much.
Oh, hey, I mean, what's not to enjoy? Everything is in this small screen. I don't understand why you're not into it. You don't even have a smartphone. You really need to get one of those. It's kind of a pain in the ass to get a hold of you.
And yet I am here. And as much as there is information contained on that device, there is much more in these walls and the books around us.
Why do I even bother? But it's really nice to see you again. How are you feeling? Cold? Fever? Flu? I don't want to catch the flu right now, so...
I promise to you, I am fully recovered. At this point, I would not come back in and risk sneezing on any of our manuscripts.
Fair. Yeah. I've just been looking over some notes, some of the things that you wanted me to,
Yes, I had a note for you.
Yeah, which one was that? There was a few things that I had to take care of, if you don't mind reminding me.
I was interested in some of the historical occult dealings from this region. I know.
Oh, yeah, of course. Okay. I looked into it, and I don't know if you believe in certain things. I mean, mostly it's hauntings, weird sightings.
I've never believed in the ghosts, no.
Oh, yeah, me neither. So, it's kind of funny, but if hey, it's part of research.
Yes, I'm always surprised by a country with such a short history to have ghosts. Where I am from, it is often said there are hundreds of years of ghosts and stories built up in the walls, but I suppose even new buildings of glass and metal can
Yeah.
have some kind of story when people believe in them so richly, so deeply.
Yeah,
The reason I wanted you to look into this in particular for me is I have this vague, uneasy feeling. I know we've talked about history repeating itself. The air nowadays. I simply feel like looking into some strange dealings historically here in New York City would make me feel more comfortable this autumn about what might
strange dealings.
lurk.
Well, there was kind of a weird. It basically happened after the war. There was a strike dealing, and for some reason, there are a bunch of like, I don't want to call them massacres, but kind of gang wars that went awry. And slowly pulls up the computer and shows you like a bunch of like pictures. And you notice that in one of the pictures, you see both Evelyn and Andre with picket signs. It's mostly it mostly dealt with a lot of strikes about like disabled veterans coming back from war.
There are some political ghosts that refuse to die, no matter how many times they are put down.
Yes, exactly. Another thing that was kind of weird was well, this is kind of just hearsay, but I believe that there was
Yes.
kind of a massacre at the Met.
That does sound familiar to me. Yes.
Yes, and you remember this as being a war zone during the battle with the Sabbat. You remember you didn't take part. This was one of the reasons why Elizabeth and you probably wanted to get away, because this was going to happen very soon.
Yes. And in these stories, this massacre, was there anything left at the Met? Any interesting artifacts or historical war implements that were recovered?
Well, so here's what I've heard. There was an auction about 5 years ago, and basically there were some weaponry that weren't part of the armory's collection that might have been retrieved. And
Imagine that.
yeah, and this is kind of out of our pay grade, because this is kind of like underground stuff. So
I understand. Yes, you are, of course, on your intern hours. But I appreciate you looking into this for me, Miss Smith.
yeah.
It is very helpful.
By the way, I guess I'm just gonna give him a call. Some guy called like the other day and said that they were looking for you. His name was Anthony. No, Antonio. Cardinal. He wanted to have a word. I'll give him a call. Tell him that you're back in the office, and maybe he can drop by tonight.
Yes, he could drop by tonight, tomorrow night. I am more than available.
Fantastic. Yeah, sure. Do you need my laptop? If you want to just read through some of the information.
Do you think you could send them over to the printers for me so I can print them out? I prefer to annotate.
Of course, you don't have to ask twice. And she just, just clicks Control P, does clicks 2 buttons, and you hear the printer, the whirring,
Excellent.
like one of your favorite sounds, knowing that you're gonna have a lot of physical information in your hands soon enough. And we're gonna fast forward about maybe an hour and a half. And in your office, during that time, you read a lot of things that are very kindred, kindred related, like the fall of the stock exchange. Pretty much,
Classic.
the Camarilla took a huge blow, and this is why they still keep a lot of their money in physical form, such as art. Pretty much.
As do I.
Yes. And now, you know about the war between the veterans. You've heard that it's kind of, you find it weird, but you've heard that some kindred tried to help some certain kind to get their own rights back.
I am particularly interested in this. There is a priest that I sometimes visit, which is, you might find strange. This is not a Catholic priest, but sort of a retired priest by the name of Mr. Blackwell. And this kind, he takes confession from me. A private man. So this research into the rights of kind, I'm wondering over the course of my studies if there is any information about groups that might have worked with the kind, breaking the masquerade.
Not directly.
Not directly.
Nobody has ever been confirmed or accused of breaking the masquerade to help kind. You know that a lot of Bruja or a lot of other anarch or even free vampires or free kindred, they have basically put their foot forward to help out kind, because they see that if kind thrives, the better for kindred. So they've all moved in the shadows, or at least not showing their true hand in terms of these actions.
In so many cases, blunt instruments when a dagger would do much better.
Pretty much. And as you're looking through this, you get a knock at the door of your office.
Bonjour.
You hear the creak, and you see a beautiful visage of a man. You see Antonio Cardinal with a yellow scarf, quite a lavish wool coat, a little bit of clavicle showing from his quite expensive satin shirt. And as he
a
walks
whore.
in, yes, a whore. The scent of roses pretty much pollute the trail that he takes heading to your office. You see in the back, you see Laura just enamored by Antonio.
This is dangerous.
And he looks back and gives Laura a wink and closes the door.
Mr. Cardinal.
Yes, friend. How is it?
It is good to see you. Could you do me a favor?
Of course, dear. What is it?
Don't distract my interns.
Oh, I can't help it when they get distracted. It's not that I try, it just happens.
Maybe you could try not to then. Their work is very important to me.
You know how hard it is, but for you, I will.
Thank
May
you.
I take a seat?
Yes, you may.
Takes a seat in front of you. Well, so, how are things? I heard that you were indisposed for a few days.
Well, I am fine. I am doing all right now. The business of this new coterie is more draining than I expected it to be, but I am
hope-
doing very well.
I hope you are not in any sort of peril.
No.
Well, I'm glad to see you upright. Basically, this. How I wish this was a social visit, but this is more business.
I understand not many make it to the library for social goals.
I did want to ask you, now that you mentioned your coterie,
Yes.
is there any new developments in the West Village? We've heard a few things going on, even reprimanded one of our own for doing a house call without our permission.
I have not lived very often in the West Village, so I will tell you, I am not sure if any of the things going on are developments or simply a kind of poor mannerism that has fostered in this area. So I cannot tell you if things have changed recently or if kindred down there are simply rude.
Fantastic. Well, I just wanted to see what's going on. And at the same time ask you about this meeting that you are setting up with Cecil.
Yes. Well, as much as you know, I have a deep respect for your company. Sometimes why have a garden party when tea for two is more subtle.
Oh, I don't disagree whatsoever, but I do want to see if your plight is pretty much the same as ours.
Well, for me to know that, I would have to know what blight you are referring to. The one that plagues me is simply a constant thirst, both for knowledge and for our vice, and for a little bit of quiet and comfort in these monotonous modern days. But all of that being said, there are some irritants, I would say, that have been a little more stressful recently.
Mm-hmm.
People keep asking me about books and tomes and politics. I would like to hear more about what you have been dealing with, and maybe we will find our frustrations aligned.
Well, I'll let Cecil explain most of it, but what I can definitely say, knowing your aspirations for the Camarilla, that we might need a new monarch, per se, soon enough.
I am, as always, a steward of whatever monarch or regent or queen the Camarilla is interested in having in play.
Yes. Well, I do have other things to attend to, but it's nice to see that you are doing all right.
There's one more thing I think you could help me with.
Of course, Theo, what can I do for you?
This house that we have, I have done my best to make it slightly more comfortable, but there are still some security issues, and not the kind that a Bruja, however determined, I think could deal with. Not even my Evie. If you could perhaps just have it be known that we are not to be disturbed as we are settling into our new accommodations, that would be appreciated.
Of course, we won't send any more visitors. Like I said, the last visitor that you've had has been dealt with. If there's anything more, I'm sure that it would just be regular kindred, pretty much giving fealty to the new masters of the domain that you hold, but none from us.
Excellent. You know, there are some spiders that will devour other smaller spiders that find their way into their webs.
Of course they do. Well, let me leave you to it. I will hopefully speak to Cecil later on and find out what you have discussed.
I expect nothing less. Adieu.
And he just kisses you on the cheeks, and then you smell the lingering scent of roses, which is both nauseating and intoxicating at the same time.
Of course.
And he leaves. He gives a little wave to Laura, and then he is on his way.
Tight
we're-
grip on the cover of a book.
We're going to move to a different location, back at the house, back at the New Haven. The three of you guys decided to do something. You decided to interrogate and interview this prisoner of yours. Do you do anything in particular to prepare yourselves before you release this kindred from torpor?
I'm gonna start with a pair of scissors. I'm gonna just have some scissors ready to go and a baseball bat, for safety.
Amazing. All right. So what are the scissors for? Let me ask.
To cut the duct tape that he's wrapped in.
I mean, you can keep him there and he can still speak if you need.
Oh, well then even better.
Yeah, his mouth is not duct taped.
Yeah, my intent was just to wrap the stake into his chest or maybe his arms against his body.
Okay. Fantastic. So you can do that. Rowan and Evie, are you guys doing anything to prepare?
How it's like a new day at least, right?
Yeah, it is. It's the day after your meeting. So he's been iced in this way for about 2 weeks now.
2 weeks. Okay. So she would have had to renew the Deacon's call on him. So at some point somebody saw her just cutting herself and then pitting her blood on him. And, weird elaborate sigils. So
Just a regular Tuesday night problem.
normal things. Normal vampire
Can you roll
things.
me the check for that real quick?
Sure, if you'd like me to do it now.
Yeah.
We live in a vampire house. It's pretty normal.
Yeah.
I believe you need to get 4 successes, was that? Or 3?
For the ritual itself?
Yes.
Sorry, with a cat.
Let's call it a 3. I think that's
Three.
I think that's a fair.
Sure. I need you to get out of the way. Hold on.
Move, kitty.
Intelligence.
Get out the way.
Sorcery. Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 5 successes.
5 successes. All right. You do the ritual and these sigils. The two of you, Rowan and Andre, you pretty much see these light up, and it's pretty much done deal. You know that it's worked.
Alright, yeah. That's kind of the big one. But yeah, so she's just preparing to potentially have to do massive damage to this guy if he gets unruly. But yeah, that would be her big preparation.
Andre's just gonna start with Daunt just radiating off of him. If this guy wants to dance, we're gonna dance. I don't care if he's wrapped in duct tape.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you do all these preparations. Rowan, are you doing anything just to be sure, just to make sure?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything I can do.
Okay. As you're standing there, you remove the stake, but you secure the body. It takes a while. It takes a few minutes. And you find him stir. It's like,
Don't move. Hey,
Good morning.
Where am I? What's going on? What do you do to me?
You've been napping for a couple weeks.
Your throat. Let me
Good
out.
luck with that. Hey, why don't we just calm down a little and no one has to get hit in the head by a baseball bat.
How about I take that baseball bat and fuck your face with it?
I mean, if that's your thing, but I'd rather not.
You see him like frantically looking around, looking at his surroundings, trying to figure out where he is.
Evie?
Uh, as he starts to get a little bit crazy, she's just gonna like have the dagger out, kind of like squat over him, I guess. She's wearing like one of the newer outfits. It's she lately likes the black leather skirt, so she's gonna do that again, but she's wearing like probably a little bit more of a flouncy top, so it's just sort of like weird contrast of textures, and she just kind of like squats over him, dagger in hand, and it's just like, don't move. I really don't want to have you rip yourself from the inside out.
And you see him just look at you and is like, I'm seeing something I want to rip apart too.
I'm sure.
Now. Can't you see she's a lady?
It's
No way to treat a
literally
lady.
the same thing.
What do you want?
I just have some questions.
Mhm.
And if you're a good little boy, we'll let you out.
Will we?
Evie just looks at yes. If he's good. But we get to define what good is.
I'll be so good to you.
Not a great start. Gonna be honest.
What do you want?
So, Laren,
Hmm.
when you approached me at the bar, was that just to get in good with the coterie?
What do you think?
Just gonna stab him.
Ah! Oh, you're
Take that as a
you're very-
yes.
You're very naughty today, huh?
I
Stabs him
think he
again.
likes it.
Make me an insight. What's an insight?
Oh shit.
Already off the rails.
Wits and insight, you said?
Yes.
Let me check really quick what that is.
Those are some noises you are capable of making.
Mm.
Okay.
Perhaps he's a problem, didn't you know?
Yep.
3 successes.
3 successes. Fantastic. That's what you needed. He is not enjoying this whatsoever. You see him as he's speaking to Evie that he's looking around, he's looking towards you, and you have a feeling that he's trying to try something, but he just can't do it right now. Whether it's because his hands are bound, whether he's hungry, you're not really sure.
Okay.
So, tries to lunge at Evie a little bit, but like he's quite restrained. And it gives you an idea that these restraints are pretty well set. You're confident if this guy had maybe like a different discipline of potence, would have been different, but right now he's not much of a threat
This
right
guy.
now. Look, I needed that book. When we heard that junkie bid it, I had no choice but to look for the people who might have what we need. Unfortunately, Camarilla doesn't, nor do the Anarchs. So it looks like We had to go through you guys. Last people seen with the duffel bag containing that book. Even the people I sent were not enough. So, what else do you want?
At the very least, an apology. But first, I need to know, what do you want with your sire free? What exactly is the plan of having him out and about when
I'm
all
gonna tell
this
you right now.
shit show runs?
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'll be honest. I'm not the brains.
Clearly,
Yep.
You could have less brains if you want.
Mm,
And Andre just kind of shifts with the baseball bat, just resting on his shoulder.
you're cute.
he is cute.
Thanks.
And he's polite.
But it all depends. Everything depends on both my sire and the nerd. I assumed you've spoken to him? At least
Chester?
some.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we spoke. He doesn't give a shit about what happens to you.
I don't think any of them do.
And
Yeah.
that's about right.
I don't know. Maybe Neve has a soft spot for me, but that's besides the point.
Not soft enough, because we've had you, and they haven't done fuck all about it. And they know we have you.
Consider yourself lucky.
Hmm.
But what would you feel if your sire was kidnapped? Tell me.
Probably be in the
Relief.
same place you are, honestly.
Exactly, so can you blame me for doing what I did?
Nah, but I can stop you if I want to.
I tried to be diplomatic, but it was taking too fucking long.
Well, it got you here, so obviously it didn't work.
Yeah. But I don't rule things out yet. I'm telling you right now, you've spoken to Chester, you know what's coming. And whether or not you and I are friends, it spells bad news for all of us. Especially for you, little girl.
I agree. The pyramid coming back is not great. But I don't know that I like what your spire is doing either.
So what do you want? What would you prefer?
I want to know what the plan is for after we deal with Boston, with London. All of these other things are a problem for the short term. Long term, what's your fucking plan?
Well, how about we wake up my master and we find out?
Hey, we don't need to help you raise no second coming of shit. I need to know before anyone helps you. The fuck is the plan? Because you just sound like the new Camarilla to me.
Or a new pyramid with Tremere that have even less morals. Fewer qualms about using magic we're not supposed to have any access to.
You're talking about Brainiac over there accessing things that we shouldn't? That's how he creates his value. That's how we all do. We all practice something a little bit forbidden, but it's for the greater good.
See, the thing is, people use that phrase for too long. It means shit all now.
Of course, the brewer has to chime in.
You tell me people bending the knees for the greater good. It's not just about who I was made to be. I'd punch you in the face just for saying it before, too.
I dare you. Fucking.
And Andre just walks over, leans over him, and just smacks him in the face with the butt of the baseball bat.
As you smack, we're gonna cut to real quick. It's about like midnight, and Aurelius, you have made your way uptown. by cab,
Mhm.
by train, however that was. You are now at Bernard College. There is a small cafe outside with like a meeting room. Um,
It's not afternoon tea, but it will do.
and as you enter, you are a young girl says like, if you need anything, if you want me to take your order, please let me know. Are you here for the meeting upstairs?
Yes, I think that might be me.
Yeah, just go ahead, head up there. If you guys need to order, just there's a buzzer there that can call me up. Yeah.
I think privacy is all that we will need.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, sure, go ahead. And you walk the steps, open the door, and you see there sitting next to somebody, a person who is familiar to you. You've seen them before at Elysium. Both the High Regent of the Tremere, Cecile Hennikin, along with Aegon, the sheriff, sitting and waiting. You see there's another figure there. Not familiar who this is, but it looks like a kine who has been fed on. Passed out, unconscious, but you can still hear a faint heartbeat, and smell the blood still coursing through their veins.
I wouldn't say it's bile, because I don't even know if vampires have those, but maybe a bit of dark blood just rises up in his throat and he swallows it back down.
And they greet you. Aurelius. It's nice to see that you've come to see us for a little visit. Please sit down. It's been how long?
Yeah.
10, 20 years? Can't even remember.
I think it might have been closer to 40 or 50 at this point.
Is it? Oh my god, I can't even count. Sorry about that. Please join us. You've met my child Aegon.
Aegon, it is a pleasure.
It's nice to see you again.
And with less awkwardness between us.
As my sire has asked for my behavior. Of course. Have you fed tonight? Would you like some to satiate some hunger? And points over to the body unconscious.
I'm sure you know of this, but the tastes of those like me, of my clan, are a bit more particular
Yes.
than leftover dinner from some other
Yes.
feeding.
And you see a little bit of disgust in his face. But you see Cecil doesn't mind. Like, look, darling, he can feed on whoever he wants, whenever he wants. Don't give him that face. He just relaxes a little. So, darling, what did you want to talk about? Antonio told me that you spoke earlier. It seems that you're hopefully on board in that.
Yes, Antonio is like a mouse scattering between different holes. You can always smell his last meal on him.
That man I will ravage. Just give me 1 inch.
That is not why I am here. No.
Oh, yes, of course.
I'm sure you know. Well, I am sure you know, is what I will say. But I have encountered some strange and unnatural use of the mystic sciences that you and your kindred practice in. Some kind of corruption of the sanguine, and I must admit I have taken a curiosity.
Did you fall victim to a blood curse? Some form of thaumaturgy with the blood, and some form of poison that we can make.
I suspect I have, yes.
Not fun, isn't it?
No, it was not, but I am very lucky to be in the hands of many capable of helping me with the agony of something like that. You understand, of course, that why my interest would be so pervasive as to avoid any kind of future
course.
indignation.
Of course. Aurelius, to me, I'm an open book. If you need help, if you need me to explain anything about thaumaturgy and blood sorcery, I'm here to help. This is why I'm High Regent.
I do not want to keep you and your illustrious company tethered while I prance around like some new young pupil. No, I simply wonder if there are other shifting powers at work related to the use of these curses more frequently.
She leans down in a couch, and you notice on top of her head a no smoking or no vaping sign, and she takes out a cigarette and starts lighting it. And she says, "Have you met my other child? Or maybe have you met his friends?"
I have not been in town for the past few decades. I'm not very good with names.
Well, Chester has joined with the Spire, and the Spire has been a pain in my backside.
Yes, them. I have.
Well, what do you think? And she takes a puff, a long drag of her cigarette.
You know, my mother, she used to have these very elegant evening gowns of blue chemise and these dark green silks. Very elegant. We were a silk family. She always used to say to me, "It is in the make of the dress, not the appearance, where you will find the most irritating flaws. A dress could look beautiful, fall perfectly, but a single missed stitch, a single unsewn piece, it would ruin the experience of the outfit far more than any kind of external blemish." I suspect then this spire, it is a pain to you, not due to any kind of well-known or visible machinations, but rather the existence itself speaks to something that has not been fixed in our society.
Well, I can definitely understand your metaphor, but in a different way. See, the Spire is just but a small hurdle. We can easily destroy them with just one book. Our problem is that they are making sure that the blemish, the problem, the flaw that you are talking about, which is unfortunately heading the Camarilla right now, needs to be dealt with, and they are making it quite hard for us to do so.
Now, question for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is rebellion. This is treason, right, to the prince?
Yes.
Is this something that Aurelius has heard mentioned before? As
I
in,
would say
he's not.
I would say the coterie has mentioned that this was, like this was what Chester was talking about, but the London Camarilla trying to come in and overthrow the current prince to set their own thing.
And what is the prince's name again?
Laurel.
Laurel.
Wait. I have Laurel Levitt.
Levitt. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Can we speak plainly, Cecil?
Of course.
Honestly to each other.
Of course.
It takes a strong hand to rule well while sitting in a seat of plush velvet. And I do not think that Levitt has the kind of muscle
I agree.
needed to wrest this new city. But you can understand that although I do not represent any large groups, I am not as involved in society now since I have taken time away. There are plenty of concerns for those of us who would sit under the feet of whatever new monarch, that the heel of the boot does not press down too uncomfortably on us, but rather we are lifted up by a jeweled hand.
I could agree. See, the only problem is that this Council of Thorns is exhausting. These anarchs, they're not gonna any use to us. They need to bend the knee. And our current prince working with all these barons, even in LA, they can have LA and they can make their own free state over there, but this is New York City. It's the bastion
New York
of
City.
lavishness and riches. This is our home. We already fought the Sabbat for this area, for this land. We shouldn't be sharing it.
Yes. Well, I suppose we will have to see not quite eye to eye on that. You see, it is of my opinion that if someone is already kneeling for you, you do not have to clean up as much blood if you let them continue to kneel instead of cutting their Achilles heel. If the anarchs already submit, already work, as we all know, for the Camarilla, not with them, we know who is really in power here. It seems strange to start some kind of skirmish again when a seamless and elegant transition might be a little bit less stressful.
We've been gone for far too long. I wish that was the case. Unfortunately, the anarchs are strong-arming us. We are dwindling. Our forces are concentrated on the island itself of Manhattan, and all of them hold power in each of the boroughs. We need to be careful. I get your concern for any bloodshed, but sometimes it's needed for change.
It just seems so strange to me that anyone of that kind of blood could really hold power.
You'll soon learn enough.
If you do have time some other evening, I'm sure you are, of course, very busy, but I will be as willing a pupil to whatever teacher you send me as to you yourself for this sorcery.
Well, you can easily come to me. But first, I do have a question for you.
What can I do for you?
The book. We need it. Where is it?
It is such a good time nowadays to be a librarian. Everyone asking me about books here and there. I'm sorry, I wish I could help you, but as much as everyone seems to think I have some kind of influence over pages just because I spend a lot of time with them, I do not. I do not have it in my possession, and nor do I think any members of my coterie have any information of its whereabouts.
You start to see the lights dim a little bit, and you see that her eyes are covered in shadow as her red eyes glow. You roll me a wits and insight. You notice that during that whole monologue that you had, Aegon has stood up and started walking towards the door.
Okay, you said wits insight?
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. 3 successes.
3 successes. You easily see that she is not pleased with what you're saying. But she also does not want to sever this tie between you, as she might see you as a bargaining chip in whatever way. And then you feel 2 hands on your shoulders. Mother, might be too early for this one to understand our plight. Give him a few more nights to consider our offer. You know that we can do anything to you, right?
Listen, a kingdom is not built by cutting down everyone who stands beside you, even as they ask you questions. It is impolite.
Well, you make a good point, Mother. I think we should end this meeting. And you see her just take a drag and say, if you hear from my other child again, please let me know. This is really important. And please
Yes, I would not
consider-
want.
Please consider that we do need this book to succeed and to keep power for the Camarilla.
I only suggest that you take a look back at some other novels. You see, the value of a true monarch can be found just as much in
She slams her,
modern
her
literature.
fist on the table and says, "I don't need any lectures right now.
All right.
I am growing
All right.
impatient, Aurelius. And I regard you. So please do not make me do anything I might regret later down the line."
All I wanted to say is my sire has wrote a very interesting novel on the history of her family and what makes the blood strong. Perhaps it could make for light reading while you wait for the literature you seek.
And she takes one huge drag, and you see that the whole cigarette just burns in one. And she flicks it over at the sleeping Kine.
I am a smart man. I know when to take my leave.
Yeah. And you stand up. You take your leave.
Adieu, Aegon.
He just gives you a nod. Roll me
And then
wits
I
plus
roll.
awareness.
Okay. That is 2 successes.
You just see him nod, and yeah, what do you do?
I rush my crumpled little sweater wearing suit body out of there as fast as I can.
Okay. And as you inhale the fresh air of outside without lingering smell of smoke, you're free to either head back to your office or to the coterie. But we are going to... Oh, yes.
I'll go back home.
Okay. We are going to go back to the coterie real quick. You see Lyran, bloody nose, spits at you. Roll me a d10. Let's see if
Sure.
it hits. 6 to 10 it hits. 1 to 5 it doesn't.
8.
8. So it hits you just on the cheek, just a little bit.
Andre just wipes it off and then sucks it off his finger.
Tasty, huh? Come on, how about you take a little bit more and sip? Sure, it tastes good.
I've already, listen. You look like you might taste a little, sour.
And he just like blows you a kiss.
Can I cast Purge on him?
Yes.
Pretty
So, if you want to cast Purge, I need you to roll me. Let's see. Okay, you need to roll me Resolve plus Blood Sorcery.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I will try to resist.
Four successes.
Only had 3, so you see
Ayy.
him. You see him laugh and smile, and you see he starts coughing, and you start a little bit convulsing, and you see blood gush through his nose, and you see a torrent of blood come out as if he is throwing up, and you see it's starting to pool within the coffin. You're gonna have to explain to Elizabeth later all the stains, but
Fine.
you're seeing him like
If you want your bodily fluids on the outside, I can help you with that.
You guys are so gross sometimes.
What?
What?
It's just gross. It's fine.
I guess you know more than you let on. Look, Evie, come on. Tremere to Tremere. If you listen to Chester's pitch, you know what's gonna happen if you don't help us. Do you really want to be subjugated?
No. She's just gonna like glare at him. She's gonna get off of him and just sort of be like, "Oh, this discussion doesn't actually involve you anymore."
What do you mean?
So, she is going to can I do extinguish vitae and then close the lid?
Okay, roll.
I have to do a rouse check as well.
Yes, please do a rouse check.
Success.
Okay.
Thank God. Because a 4 would just be a mess. Three successes.
Okay. Got 3 successes as well. So it's a tie. I will say that you get it. And you see him start snarling. You see his eyes, the pupils dilate, and you see veins pop from his neck. And you start to notice something. You notice signs of diablerie, signs that are now popping up. You're starting to see that good job of and this is also, by the way, just so you know, Aurelius, this is happening way after your meeting, all right? So you know. And you're seeing that like this duct tape job that you had is starting to fail. Is starting to rip. And he's just you're fucked.
Cool. Thanks.
You are seeing him starting to frenzy. I need you to roll me dexterity and athletics. Any one of you guys, because you all see this. Dexterity and athletics to slam the coffin.
Yeah. Dexterity and athletics.
Alright, so wait.
Cool. Here's hoping this succeeds, because otherwise we might be in trouble. 3 successes
Oh, I got one success.
No.
That is a bestial failure then.
Ooh, fantastic.
Oh, I got a bestial failure too.
Ah!
God
Ah!
damn.
So both of you suffer compulsions.
Okay.
So your compulsion, Andre, is you are enraged. So anything other than attacking will net you a penalty of 2 dice. So social is going to be 2 dice. Anything physical, however, is going to be normal.
Sorry, Elizabeth, you had a really nice coffin. I have a baseball bat in my hand.
And for our Ravnos here, your compulsion is going to be that Daredevil.
Yeah.
So you will put yourself in danger.
Okay.
No matter what. Before everybody else. Okay.
Okay.
The moment that the lid doesn't close, Andre immediately just starts wailing on what is in front of him, which is the coffin, but with the violence intended towards the man in it.
Okay. So, things happen all at once. You try to slam it. You hear a snap. The both of you try to slam it. You hear a snap from the duct tape. And you see this kindred hold open the door of the coffin and kind of push it open. You see he's trying to lunge at Evie right now. So you want to hit him with your baseball bat, correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I need athletics plus melee. Oh, strength plus melee.
Thank you. I'm going to use a willpower to reroll my 2 failures that are not on hunger die.
Oh, daddy.
That is 3 successes.
3 successes. He got 4.
Yeah.
As you try to swing at him, he senses the bat coming, and he immediately dodges, like a feral animal, with external senses. You miss. Rowan.
Hi.
Your compulsion tells you that you need to do something. If not,
Okay.
Evie is gonna get hurt.
I'm not sure. I don't have any good ideas for this, but I feel like it's all bad ideas anyways. So
All ideas are good ideas until they fail.
well, it's I feel like it's always going to fail for this because of the compulsion, but yeah. I mean, she could try to fucking. Does it count as putting herself in danger if she tries to potentially attack or shoot this guy, or is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that you will be in the firing line, though.
The firing line. What is?
I would say because of the compulsion, your placement will be in front of Evie when you do whatever this thing.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Whatever you need. What were you planning to do?
I would prefer to shoot him if you think that's dangerous enough.
Yeah, of course. It's
Okay,
dangerous
cool.
that you're already in front of him. So.
Okay, cool.
So roll me composure and firearms.
Okay.
Or is your resolve higher?
My composure is the highest.
Okay, so composure and firearms.
Okay. Oh man, I rolled so many dice. 2 successes.
Success. You can spend a willpower, remember.
Oh, that's true. Let me see how many I have. I'm gonna spend 2. Can I do 2 in one turn? Does that work? Or no?
You can spend as many willpower. You can only re-roll non-hunger die.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's 4 successes after that then.
4
I got
successes.
very lucky.
Okay, 4 against 4. I'll give you the win as the tie.
Okay.
You shoot him and you stagger him a little bit. Evie, are you doing something?
If he gets like, he's fully out of the coffin.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and instigate that dragon's call then, which should be resolve bloodthirsty for me, stamina resolve for him.
Stamina
And then-
resolve.
Yeah, and then whatever difference if she's higher will be aggravated damage, I believe.
Oh,
4 successes.
I rolled a bestial, not a bestial failure, messy critical.
We're doing good.
Oof.
It does not work. Unfortunately. He is resisting it. But it's
Oh.
fine. It's fine.
Shit.
It's fine. So he gets hit by a gunshot. You see this, Andre?
Yeah.
Yes, Aurelius.
Aurelius pushes open the basement door. Says, "Excuse me.
You're basically Donald Glover in Community with the pizza.
Hello. Does anybody know if I'm missing for a little pot of ink? Is this door?
Now you're showing up.
No, you got.
Okay,
Andre
if you
turns
see
to look
this,
Aurelius, and his eyes are like all red and like leaking blood just down the sides a little.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would also see Evie just like backing up, might trip when she realizes her like fail-safe spell has failed, and she just has like super wide eyes, and she's just looking at you like terrified.
Do you all need some help with anything?
Yeah.
There's no time to talk. You're seeing that this thing is like, as you say that, you're noticing there's no time to talk. Andre, you see that he got hit by a gunshot. Doesn't seem to have done anything though. It did like kind of like put a stop to him a little bit. But you're free to do whatever.
Okay, first question. I know where the stake is, right? I took it out of his heart.
You still have it in your hand.
Great. I would like to first of all activate fleetness.
Okay.
Let's see how this goes. Oh, thank God, I succeeded for once.
Fantastic. So you don't get hungrier.
And I am going to kind of intercept where he is in this awkward chain of people and try and just tackle him and stake him.
Give me a strength plus melee attack, but add your celerity to it because you're using it to attack.
Love you.
For people viewing at home, this is a lot of homebrew. We're narrative overrules here. We try to be as close, but obviously we want to have fun and we want to entertain you guys. So hopefully you guys are having fun over there as we're doing these checks. Thank you for joining us tonight. You guys are wonderful.
6 successes.
Okay, let's see what.
Swear to God, if that doesn't work. Oh my God.
It's a success on every die but one that I just rolled.
A 4. I rolled 4 successes. You jam it onto him, but because he's in this feral state, I'm gonna say that he still is able to lunge at you to do something. He's gonna try to bite
Sure.
you.
Yeah.
Uh, 6 successes.
Oh, I'm supposed
I
to
need
roll
you to
something,
roll
aren't I?
I would say, how do you want to take it? Do you want to dodge it or do you want to just like endure it?
I think we're gonna dodge it.
Okay, so
yeah.
dodge, dexterity, and athletics for that.
We're all right. Only 2 successes.
2 successes. He gets a
Yeah.
bite in. But I will award your staking, but as a penalty, you lose 1 hunger as he drinks from you.
Sure.
And this slakes off his frenzy. He starts to go into torpor again, and now you are at 3 hunger.
Yes.
You start hearing in the back of your head, and because your prey is down, your rage subsides. But you do
Oh, cool.
hear, just drink from him. Just drain him back. You're gonna let him do that to you without any repercussions?
As this is kind of rolling around his head, the little bit of blood still left on his lips kind of looks at the like victim in front of him at this point, and I don't think any of you have really seen Andre go like fully feral. And his eyes are still red. He's breathing very heavy. And he takes the blood off his lips and just looks at it for a moment, fully bewildered, before just giving in immediately and going in and biting and immediately taking a very deep animalistic drink.
Okay, you're gonna take a pull?
Yeah.
Okay. How many?
Well, for starters, just the one, unless anyone changes the situation.
Just 1. Okay. Yeah. Does anybody want to like stop this or anything?
Hello.
Uh,
Mr. Bruja, that is a temptation that you will find is more difficult to break than simply smoking. I'm gonna pull him off.
Okay.
Andre just fights for a second, and then as the rage begins to subside, he just kind of lets it happen. And even though Aurelius is like half of him, he lets Aurelius pull him off of this guy.
Rowan, there is no heartbeat in your body, but you do feel like the senses of the hunger thump in your head. And as the prey is gone, as the assailant is gone, you find it subside and your compulsion is also gone.
Okay, cool. I was worried for a second by the way you were phrasing that.
You know when your like adrenaline is pumping and you can hear it, like you can hear
yeah.
that's what you hear, and then it starts to slow down. Aurelius, yes.
A little detail to add. Kai, if you don't mind. But Aurelius has taken a pull from, what was his name? Anasi before. So the temptation is there right at the beginning of a blood bond. The urge to taste this kindred's blood again. So he pulls Andre off and then pauses and gives him the strangest look and then leans over and just licks the blood off of his chin that's dripped down.
Absolutely.
We have a spice channel in our Patreon, so if you guys want to see that later on, feel free to check that out. Anyway, okay, fantastic. And with that, we are actually going to take a break. I think this is a good time to pause for a little bit, stretch, hydrate, get a little bio break in. You guys in the chat, you guys are wonderful. Thank you for joining us tonight. Tuesday is a school night, but you chose to spend it with us. Amazing. But yeah, we will
I'm
be
26.
back. What a baby. We will be back in 5 to 10 minutes while I roast most of my players off stream. But yeah, we'd love to see you guys when we get back. So yeah, we'll see you guys in a bit. And we are back. Howdy, howdy, lovelies. This is Going Critical. My name is Fabian, as you can see on the name. I'm your storyteller. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for staying. Hope you guys had a chance to do a little stretch and use the restroom. But yeah, last we left off, our coterie had a little bit of business to take care of, albeit separately. We had Aurelius meeting with a high regent of the Tremere clan, figuring out what is their general plan overall as to what's going on and why they need the journal themselves. And we have the 3 other members of the coterie staging an interrogation of Lyran to see what he knows, and clearly is not the brains. Elizabeth is parading with Austin, the mage somewhere, and they will be back next session. But yeah, the night is still. The body is back in the coffin, taped again in torpor. You guys are quite battered at this point, if not physically, quite emotionally. And you guys take a moment to pretty much decompress and assess what's going on.
Did you get something useful out of that?
Not really.
Not
That guy's an asshole. That's what we
He's
got.
also stupid.
I think we knew both of those already.
I don't know. It's his sire. I figured if it was his sire, he'd have some idea. Like, you'd think they would have talked at one point.
Well, maybe we should wait until Elizabeth returns before we do any more impromptu conversations.
Yeah, I think I owe some carpentry.
And Broha, you best be careful with that.
Listen, I'm not looking to get into that habit.
Okay. I'm just... Regents, if you do not know how to steel your heart to the draw of a bond, you might find yourself drawn back here to this basement more often than you'd like.
Sure. I haven't done that in a while.
You have before.
Yeah, just once.
Interesting. You can perhaps tell me the story after we clean up and find ourselves a bit of a more comfortable environment to speak.
I'm pretty hungry. I'm gonna take a walk. Anyone else want to go for a walk?
I mean, sure, to get dinner.
Yeah.
You want to come with me? Or I'm gonna go
Where
to
you going?
I'm gonna go see Victor,
Who's Victor?
the butcher. He's my provider.
I have a few friends who sometimes allow me to quench my thirst. I am all right for this evening.
Mm-hmm. Very disapproving. Like, don't like that.
Evie,
kind
is
of
this
just-
warm blood or is this some of your weird lab shit?
No, this is warm blood. I only do that when I'm busy. It doesn't work very well.
Yeah.
He takes special orders. You looking for something specific?
Someone who I can punch their face in. Got any of those
Oh.
on tap?
You know, very different food.
I'm just gonna text Victor and be like, my usual plus somebody is into getting hurt.
He texts back, question mark, getting hurt, question mark.
Likes likes to be roughed up before.
Just making it worse.
You see the ellipsis go, and then stop, then go back again, and then stop, and then type again, and says that could be arranged.
My fast food order is Vampire Fight Club.
Um, so she'll just send back like sparkly heart emojis.
Hey, Evie,
Yeah.
I like that skirt.
Thank you. She kind of like swishes it.
All right.
It's nice.
Yes, it's a nice skirt.
It just looks at her like, I'm surprised you noticed.
He pointed it out.
Just you don't.
Also, you're
usually-
bound like a book now. You're also wrapped in leather.
I hope you two enjoy your dinner. I would love to have a discussion with you, Evie, if you are available in a few hours.
Maybe we'll see. I'll find you when I get. She's just sort of like squinting at him, like, what the fuck?
Okay, well, I will be in my study. I
Okay.
have some notes to review. Unless, Rowan, you didn't want to do anything.
With you?
No, all right. I will be in my study.
Hey, Aurelius. Welcome back. You looked fucked up.
Yes, that is another reason I advise caution with some of these Spire members. It seems like they might have as much access to curses as the... What was the name of that group, Evie? The Tremere?
Premier?
Tremere. The name of the group of them, the sorcerers.
The Spire.
Aspire.
The Spire and some of the Camarilla. I think there might be some play on both sides.
Hey, I got a question.
Mhm.
We got your people, and he nods to Evie and Aurelius. What stakes do you think our people have in it, Rowan?
I really wouldn't know. This is not. I do not get involved with politics.
The little I got was a little bit of staying out of it, but I think that some people might be interested in a fight. Just putting that out there.
Everyone wants to fight all the time. Can we not just have like a few millennium peaceful transition? I think it would be so much easier.
It sounds so boring, though.
There's this sense I have sometimes of all these books that I now have eons to read, and I will never be able to truly touch all of those words, no matter how long my undeath lasts. Maybe we could stop making more history so I could finally
You want to
catch up on my
stop time?
booklets.
That's your plan. You want to stop time so you can read more.
Yes.
Sorry.
Sure.
You've
You-
caught me in a
Hmm.
rare mood. I'm being rude.
I don't know if that's very specifically. But alright. Recameria. Power is power. We know that. That's always gonna cause problems for other people.
I understand. It is a smaller microcosm example. You would think it would be easier to keep peace in a household with different groups, but I suppose if we are but an example of New York City, there will always be squabbles over who washes the dishes or who owns the Metropolitan or who eats
Fighting
whose
is in the
leftovers.
DNA of this city.
That's probably true, actually. But
this city isn't old enough to have that kind of history.
okay. Well, anyways,
Yes.
I just, Aurelius, where were you when this city needed fights? I think you were in France, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. There was plenty of fighting over there, too, I'm just saying.
If you want to get into the military history of the land of grapes and wine with me, Andre, we can do
Wow, did it just get really boring in here? Evie, are you hungry?
so hungry. We should go.
I'm
I
a
don't
little
want to keep
hungry.
Victor rating when he's got like
So,
gun risk or stuff. Are you gonna go?
are you providing?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Besides, but you gotta find you a new place to park.
Yeah, it's getting time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Evie, this is the ethical butcher, right?
Define ethical.
Vegan and butcher ain't the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I shouldn't ask. I will
he's-
retire.
Okay. You can come if you want. I'm sure he has somebody available for your fucked up whatever.
And you just need a
No.
little nip.
I will keep my ethics and my tastes to myself.
Okay.
Be curious about
Don't
your
go any
ethics
new holes
one
in-
of these days.
In Elizabeth. He kind of just like,
I will try not to.
Okay.
And Andre offers Evie his arm.
oh. She's going to be like very charmed by that and just sort of like, and then takes it.
Amazing.
Rowan,
I think Rowan's going and take Evie's other arm at that point.
These motherfuckers.
And you guys head over to Cafe Muerte. Before anything, Aurelius, you find yourself alone in the haven.
Finally, I have the house to myself. I can pop some bottles.
Amazing.
Such a dork.
And by popping bottles, I mean I'm going to read some books about wine.
Okay. Cool. So you're there. You're reading books.
Yes,
three
I'm
of you.
reading books.
The three of you guys get to Cafe Muerte. It's not that far. And you head in, see a distinguished gentleman. Roughly around like late 40s. Strong jawline. Tanned, with the blush of life, quite tanned skin, dark hair. Nice 3-piece suit. And he says, "Welcome, my dear.
Hey.
I will show you to your table."
Thank you.
And he ushers you guys to kind of like this booth. He says, "You requested something specific, my dear. Who
Blonde.
is partaking?"
I think that's, yeah, hi.
"Sure. Your regular will be ready shortly. And you, ma'am?
Anything. It's good.
Are you particular in your diet? We do," and he takes out a menu and opens it up. We do offer anything for special diets. And you look, and you see like liver and like ways of like cooking them, and you realize, and you've heard this from Siobhan before, that not all kindred drink blood, but some of them need to feed on actual body parts.
Mm. She takes the menu and closes it and hands it back. No, I just, I'm good with just the liquid stuff.
So no preference?
No?
Hmm. I will be back shortly. Sir, would you follow me, please?
Yeah. Lead the way.
And he leads you to the you go through the kitchen and you start smelling these delicious smells, and you see a bunch of cooks cooking these like dishes, and you see to with the lack of actual description, you see that they're harvesting certain parts from dead kine and start cooking them for clientele. And you you pass by a lounge where you see a bunch of different kine just lounging about, waiting for their turn to be fed on. And he goes out to this exit door in an alleyway, and you see this big man just having a cigarette, looking back. Is like, is this the guy? Yes. Please, by all means, have fun. But please do understand, if you do end up killing him, he whispers this to you, if you do end up killing him, it will be $10,000 penalty.
Sure.
So please be careful. And he
Hey,
walks
friend.
out.
You know what a kilowatt is?
Kilowatt? What do you mean?
You just you keep that word in your mouth if this gets too crazy, and Andre's just gonna go for it.
Okay. So, I'm gonna let you feed, no problem.
Yeah.
And I would say just take about 2 superficial damage. As this guy actually proves to be kind of like a good toe-to-toe fight for you. Roll me a d10, please.
9.
9? Okay,
Yeah.
amazing. And this is going to be the first time we're doing this in the game. The resonance of this blood is intense. And it is choleric. That means you can get a bump with either celerity or potence.
Give me 2 shakes. I'm gonna look at.
Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna get back to that. But just
Yeah.
keep those in mind. I need both Evie and Rowan to roll.
Roll what?
Roll me a d10.
4.
4. Okay.
7.
4 and 7. So for a 7, the temperament of your resonance is fleeting. And roll me another d10.
8.
8. And it's choleric blood as well. So Rowan, you rolled me a 4. Roll me another d10.
Another 4.
Another 4. Okay.
Mhm.
This one is melancholy, but it is a negligible resonance. So nothing. You don't really gain anything from this.
Okay.
Cool. So, this way, so in this, I'll explain once it comes to play, because there's like a lot of things to, but keep those in mind.
Mhm.
And you see, as the night goes on, as you guys are feeding, you notice that Victor is speaking to a woman. Eye bags, kind of eccentric dressed, staring at your table, at the two of you, Rowan and Evie. Victor is speaking to them, and you're not really making it up. She's just nodding, and she is sipping some wine from a glass. Andre, you return. A little bruises to the table. Yeah. What do you
How's
guys
it
do?
going?
Did it bite back?
We had a good time. Don't worry
Hmm.
about it.
Okay.
You look a mess, but I'm glad it worked out. Is this normal
Thanks.
for you?
No, I usually have a hunting ground that I do all right by, but this was needed.
Oh, isn't some like ethical thing where you like are trying to give them a chance to get away?
Evie, I gotta square with you. Ethics aren't exactly my problem.
I didn't think so. I was just, I don't know. Already put a weird thought in my head.
Ari put a thought in your head about ethics?
I mean, just like talking about ethical food. I was like, I don't know what that means exactly.
I mean, I like a volunteer.
Mm,
Yeah, me too.
I guess that makes things easier.
We're fun.
He just shrugs.
Andre, you now notice a woman just staring at you guys. And you see Victor speaking to them and is like doing a no motion. And he looks at him quite sad and takes out some money, leaves it on the table, and quietly exits the building.
Do I recognize her?
No.
Yeah.
Rowan, you do recognize this person,
I do.
but you didn't know that they were kindred. You
Okay.
recognize this person because they have a psychic shop in the village, in the West Village,
Okay.
and you've drove past their shop before, and you've just seen them because it's in the neighborhood that you frequent. And that's pretty
Okay.
much it.
Psychic
Evie,
shop.
Hmm?
you know everyone. That woman over there. You know her?
Yeah. Just sort of like looks side eyes this woman. Anybody? No.
No, not in your social circles.
She's nobody of particular influence.
She
Eh.
has a shop in the village.
So she's just hungry?
I suppose so. Yeah.
Her shop must do really well if she's able to afford this place.
But they turned her away.
Oh, well, man. Okay, that makes sense.
You see Victor comes up with the bill.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Victor,
Yes.
who is that woman?
Oh. Well, that woman is another kindred.
Sure.
Her name is Amelia Rosiak. She actually resides in your domain
Yeah.
and was asking
Oh.
if they should come forward and introduce themselves. Unfortunately, I said no because you're trying to enjoy your...
Well, Victor, thank you.
Of course, not in my establishment. But if they need to talk business, that they can visit your humble abode, as we all do, to whoever holds stake to
It's much appreciated.
You know, I hate doing business when I'm eating, so thank you.
Of course. Yes. Roll me wits plus insight. Any of you.
Ba, 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 ba. I got 3 successes.
3 successes for Rowan, 2
One
for
for-
Andre, and what was yours?
Just one.
Just one. Rowan, you've seen a business person sweating before. And they are kind of in a, it seems like they're kind of in a pickle right now.
I gotta say, I did it again. If that was a failure, I'm just saying.
How much did you do? 2?
2.
2? It's not a failure.
Cool.
Yeah, but you get different. You guys were supposed to get like different information, but a level of information depending on success. With 2, you are noticing that he definitely is, for what you know as a busy establishment. When you went to the back, there weren't a lot of dishes being prepared, and you're pretty sure that there should be more. And you're noticing like how empty it is. Unfortunately for Evie, you failed the roll. You didn't really catch anything.
It's a doodle.
As you pay for your meal, let me just ask you guys what you guys are up to.
Evie's probably wanting to go back.
Okay.
Depending on the hour.
It's about like
I
1:30.
Okay. I think I want to go find Evelyn.
Okay. If you're gonna go on a solo romp,
Yeah.
I'll get back to you. We're gonna go back to the 2. Rowan and Evie, are you guys both going back home? Or are you gonna look for a parking spot for you?
I might look for a parking spot.
Okay, I'll get back to you in a bit. So Evie, you walk back.
Okay.
And as you're walking, so you're walking, I would say you're walking alone. Doesn't scare you. You're a kindred. You can protect yourself. And you feel a presence next to you all of a sudden, just walking. It's a gentleman in a suit. This time purple. Like a mauve kind of suit with kind of like a pink inner shirt. Just walking next to you, and you smell the scent of burning tobacco next to you as you see Chester's walking next to you.
Gonna match his pace, and
He actually matches yours.
Okay, so he's already done that. Okay, she's gonna just sort of like slowly look over at him, and she's like kind of feeling herself today, and she's just gonna be like, okay, and she's just gonna like casually like hook arms and it's like, hi.
Before you hook arms, he just like, it's better if you not.
Oh, why?
And you start seeing some static on his arm.
Really?
And
Worried about little me?
And he discharges the static on a pole. You see the light burst. And now he offers his arm.
Okay. He's like, well, I appreciate the warning. You didn't have to.
Well, you insisted.
It looks less weird. It's quiet. And I have a reputation to keep up.
Reputations, of course. Did you get to consider? Or has it been a little bit too soon?
I have one person that needs to confer with me, and then after that, you'll get an answer.
Okay. Well, I must warn you. Whatever you do, don't try to get Lyran out of torpor. It's gonna be a big problem. Just keep him where he is.
Okay. Problem how?
He'll do anything.
Hmm.
Do you-
Would we be better off getting rid of him? If you're going to be so
No.
nice.
No, because if you do get rid of him, you will face repercussions from Sire. Even I can't help you.
See.
Keep him where he
Alright.
is. On ice, that's fine. I'm here to give you these. And he gives you like kind of a manila envelope.
Okay. What is it?
Just people you need to look out for.
Oh.
Like I
Okay.
said, I spoke in full confidence that you all will not be harmed by me. But I did try to talk to my associates, and I don't think that they have the same restraint as I do. So be wary. At the same time, be wary of the Camarilla. They've been making moves.
Mm-hmm.
Things not safe
Um,
anymore.
Do I know that the regent, the Tremere regent, is his sire? Do I know
Yes.
that? Okay.
Yes.
By the way, I saw your mom.
I don't quite call my sire such things, but if that's what you call them,
Your relationship isn't the same, I understand. But regardless, I saw her with my mom. Not thrilled about that.
you shouldn't be. This means one thing. It's possible that your sire is also a part of this plan that they're holding. Of course, I don't want to... If you want to give
You
your
don't-
sire the benefit of the doubt, that is fully understandable.
You don't know that she is.
I just assume.
Okay. And Annie. What's her involvement?
Annie will try to keep the peace, as we always try to. We find our allegiance to a prince pretty strong, and we understand that there are some barons that like where things are.
I think the thing that makes this the scariest is I don't know what happens after. And everybody probably gets one way or another. So, how do you reassure me we're not getting this fucked harder with you guys
He
than
stops in his
taking our
track.
chances?
He stops in his tracks, and he spins you around so you're face to face with each other.
Mm-hmm.
If you're trying to say that you're afraid of what's gonna happen after, and if we're gonna try to rule, then that's hardly the case. There are a lot of other problems that we're trying to deal with. The mages need help. The werewolves, well, they don't want to have to make it their problem. And we don't want them to make it their problem.
Mhm.
The wraiths, if they are still in unrest, because this is gonna stir them up for sure, and it's gonna be bad for most of us. If we can stop this, then we're out. And we will let whoever is running the ship do what they want. Because it's not our responsibility anymore.
I find that incredibly suspect, but if you're telling me that peace is the only thing you're looking for, I can get behind that.
More so that we want to make sure that Tremere moving forward don't have to deal with all the bullshit.
Okay. At least we can agree. The pyramid is bad. We don't want it back.
And
So that's a starting point.
And he raises his hand and he says, "May I?" to your face. And he has a handkerchief.
Sure.
And he wipes up a dot of blood that you missed.
Ah.
And he gives it to you. We're not all terrible, you know.
I think most of us are terrible. Just depends on the. It's all about perspective.
He nods. And he does like a quite like goodbye nod and walks the other way. And he leaves you with the handkerchief and like the what do you call this? The manila envelope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's gonna get like a lift as soon as he's like not inside. She's like, nope, no more walking.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you don't really need to take a lift. You can probably it's a hop and a skip away. You're about
exactly.
2 blocks away. Yeah. You get to the haven. Rowan.
What's that?
You find a parking spot. And where do you hope to find one? Closer to the haven? Closer to your new friend? Or somewhere in particular?
My new friend being the woman that owned the psychedelic shop? Or
if you wanna park near the psychic shop, you could.
Who are you referring to?
I was referring to Maritza.
Oh, okay. Read my clan thing really quick to see if it needs to be a certain distance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think she might park close to the to the safe house.
Close to the safe house? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. You park next to the safe house. Do you do anything in particular after that?
No, I don't think so. Just chilling and sleeping in the car.
Okay. Aurelius, we're gonna hit you probably at the close, but Andre.
Hey.
You try to text Evelyn.
Mm-hmm.
They tell you to meet you in Lower East Side again.
Sure. Yeah.
And you get a follow-up text, "Come quick."
All right. He's gonna take a little bit of an expeditious route and get to the roof of a building and just start going.
Yeah, as you're going, you start hearing sirens. Like fire sirens at a distance. You get there at a bar, it's a dive, and you see at the back booth, hunched over, is your sire.
the moment that he sees her hunched over, he runs through that bar.
Um, you blend in pretty easily, and you sit by the booth, and you see her look up to you, and you see her face is stained with blood from her tears.
Hey, and he kind of reaches out and starts petting her face.
And she starts wiping it off. They got him.
Ooh.
Fuckers. Fucking Cam got him. He got Sammy.
Sammy. Shit. All right.
And you look back and you're seeing there are TVs, and you're seeing the both of you are looking up, and you're seeing Rockstar dead in in car explosion.
Fuck. Hey. All right. We gotta get you out of here. And he's gonna like grab whatever, ridiculous designer clothes that he's wearing and starts like wiping the blood off of her face.
Yeah. You find like there's napkins on the
Yeah. And he just kind of pulls her really close, and that stillness that had come over him earlier from having people actually help him that weren't just her kind of starts to fade away though, because he sees her hurt, and he's just like, nope, never mind. And the like anger begins to rise in him again. Hey. Who did this to you? What's going on?
No, I just heard what happened. I saw what happened.
I just talked to him like a couple days ago. This is me.
Same.
Yeah.
Look, they're the Camarilla aren't joking around now. He might have known some stuff. He might have told me some stuff, and
he might have told me some stuff too. I got some stuff to talk to you about.
Look, we gotta.
I'm gonna look around. Is anyone watching us?
Wits plus awareness.
Oh. Two successes. Yeah.
Don't seem to find anything weird. We gotta get out.
Yeah, come on.
Look, I could be next.
You're coming home with me.
All right.
Come on.
And she follows you. And as you guys are walking, you notice her stagger.
Come here, come on. And he's gonna go and
and as you're
Evelyn?
holding Evelyn, she can't breathe. She doesn't seem that you don't need to breathe, but she seems like she's choking.
Evie, come on.
And you're trying to pull Evelyn out. You pull her out of the crowd real easy, and you see her drop to the floor. You see her abdomen bleeding profusely. And you notice a woman with short hair, tan skin, long overcoat exit, look at you, and just start walking. And we're gonna stop. We're gonna end for you there, and we're gonna go back to both Evie and Aurelius at the house. Evie, you enter the house.
Mm-hmm.
And Aurelius, you hear the door chime in. One of your companions, or maybe even all of them, are back. You're not quite sure. But you need to go up, like, out of your office to find out.
Would you say we're getting close to dawn at this point?
No, it's about like
No.
2:00.
2.
Yeah.
So we have plenty of time.
Yeah, Evie, you're greeted by Sid, the white cat.
is going to pet Sid, but not like pick him up like she normally would, and like
Mhm.
spend time with him. And she's gonna march into the kitchen, and she's just gonna start like grabbing like just anything she can find and like throwing it. Like she's enraged right now,
And you're
and
hearing all this like
yeah, she's
commotion.
breaking every glass that they have in this house, and like her like lab equipment that she might have moved into the kitchen for when she does stuff is like getting thrown like a microscope just like got
Mm.
thrown into a wall. So she's raging.
It's after a long period of crashing sounds when there is finally a pause. There's a quiet voice from the kitchen entrance. You know, I always thought it was strange that so many kindred still keep kitchens in their abode. I mean, what need have we for cutlery or dining ware or plates these days? Maybe it's some kind of nostalgia or the desire to replace a deep sense of unbelonging in a world no longer made for us the with the sensation that things are still normal in death.
Maybe. Or maybe it's
What
so
I
that you
mean
can
by that is
break
these
shit.
glasses are useless, but there is still meaning to destroying them.
I don't know if I can handle philosophy right now. And she's just like sitting in the middle of like just carnage in this,
Mhm.
and she's
You
like
see-
knees tucked up, and
Mhm.
she's been crying.
And you notice there's just a bunch of like broken glass everywhere. You start to approach Evie, and the crunching sound underneath your foot is interrupted by a doorbell.
You get that. I know it's beneath you, but like
It
I
ain't
can't
beneath
right
me.
now.
Evie, I will get the doorbell. I just want to tell you something.
What?
Many people would not tell me to my face.
You hear
But I have,
three bells. Bing, bing, bing.
but I do find myself with enhanced hearing nowadays.
Bing, 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 bing,
I
bing.
know I am not very good at being a tender man, but it seems you are having it difficult.
Bing, 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 bing.
So I will go get that. Is what I wanted to say.
Okay.
Yes,
Bing, 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 bing.
he is not stupid enough to just go and open the door,
Of course.
but he'll look through a front window first.
Yeah, you see a kind of like a woman dressed in like eccentric clothing, dark eye bags around the eyes, just staring at you as you look. It's pretty much like you're face to face with them through the window.
Do I know this person?
No. You've never seen this person in your life.
I'm not going to open that door. Aurelius goes back and sort of calls, "Do you have one of those devices?
Ding, 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 ding.
What?
One of the devices that sends messages?
A phone?
Would you let the rest of our coterie know that we have a stranger at the door?"
Come here. She pulls up text message for like I assume there's a group chat with anybody who has it,
Mhm.
and just like hits the microphone button and holds it out to him.
Bing, bing, bing,
Speak.
bing, 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 bing.
There's someone making an ungodly noise at the front of our residence, so if you could tell
Bing,
me
bing,
how
bing,
to
bing, bing,
turn
bing.
off the noise that it makes. Or perhaps return home? Thank you.
She
Bing, 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 bing.
just like types like dash Ari and then like hits send so that goes to the group. She's like, I'm not typing your fucking messages.
And
And
he
after a while, you
yeah.
start hearing a banging on the door, and
he goes over, closes the shades. I'm assuming they got like blackout curtains for the sun, and then takes like the whatever doorbell mechanism is and just crunches it in his hand and breaks it and drops it to the floor.
and they keep banging on the door. You start to hear in a muffled tone, I need to tell you, I am here I'm here to warn you.
Evie,
What? What?
could I borrow you for one more moment?
Boom, boom, boom.
She comes in and she's just like holding like one of the giant kitchen knives. That's just. And it's like, all right.
Do you
What
have
is
some
it?
kind of ward that could hold a person back if we open the door or send them away?
Are they a ghoul? Because the ghouls are already not allowed.
I do not think so.
No. If they're kind, I don't have anything up for that because I figured we could handle that.
All right. I'm going to open the door.
Okay. And she's like wiping like just pink tears
As
away.
you open the door, the banging stops, and this woman is just grabs you by the shoulders, like, everyone's in danger.
Pushes her
Everyone's in
off.
danger. You drop it. I am here. Wonderful place. I'm here to give fealty. I am here to warn you. Things are going awry. Things are going wrong.
Do I recognize this woman?
It's
Is
the
this
woman from the
Yeah.
woman from the restaurant.
Okay. She's like, oh, okay. Well, just come in.
Who is this?
This
Into
is-
the house, really?
Please.
Sometimes we have to entertain people.
She comes in. I am so sorry to disturb, but your friends, everyone, they're in danger. And as soon as she says that, Evie,
Mm-hmm.
your safe has a mechanism that informs you if there is any tamperment. Your cell phone buzzes, and your safe has been tampered with and opened. Rowan, I need you to make me an athletics and dexterity check, please.
Oh, that's what I love to hear. Athletics and dexterity, you said?
Yes, athletics and dexterity. If you have anything in celerity or stuff like that, you can add that as well.
You said celerity.
Celerity or potence or fortitude.
I do have fortitude, but I don't know if that makes a difference.
What's
for
your
this or
power
not.
in fortitude?
Resilience. It's just level 1. Yeah.
It's gonna help. Add your fortitude to this roll.
Okay. Okay. That's only 2 successes.
2 successes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So here's what happens. Evie, you get that text. We shift over to Rowan. Rowan, as you're about to not necessarily bed down, but to relax for the night, as you found a parking spot, you hear a loud blaring beep from a car, and the next thing you know is your truck has been struck on the side and is now flipping over. And we will resolve what happens next session.
How dare you?
Babs!
Yes.
I'm a girl.
Hell yeah. Anyway,
Hell yeah.
thank you so much for joining us. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys had fun. Because I did. Yeah. And if you guys want to check us out, try following us on Going Crit RPG on the socials for our new announcements. We're actually having a new show coming out this Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have any Reckoning
Heck yeah.
on Thursday, but on Friday we are going to have Joe, one of our players for Reckoning and Dawn Shadow, GMing a Chaosium Call of Cthulhu game called Farewell Yellow House. That's going to be exciting. And yeah, join us then. My name is Fabs. You can check me out at Rockets and Pens. I don't have any new stuff, but if you're in New York and doing New York Comic Con, you wanna check me out, like you wanna like
I wish.
say hi and stuff, I'll be hanging out at Lauren Walsh's booth, the creator of
Oh.
Wobble and
Oh, good boy.
artist,
Yeah.
any award-winning Lauren Walsh, designer of some of wonderful character designs for Tal'Doria Reborn. You can check us out there. But everything else, I don't really have anything. Let's check back in on our cast before we head out. Kai, tell us who you are, where they can find you, and if you have anything coming up.
Let's see here. I have been Kai, your very sad now Bruja. Andre, you can find me first of all on Twitter and all other social media platforms, but mostly Twitter as Estella Imladris. It is Elfish. It's in the chat. And you can find me also playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition on Wednesday nights as the Dungeon Master over on Mercs of Mischief. Wow, these fangs really kind of a mouthful. I am running on Wednesday nights a series called Of Those Lost, a homebrew 5e adventure that is a gothic horror fantasy story. We're having a good old time over there, meeting kings, and maybe going into a spooky realm that is possibly run by the Hells. And then I am also currently in the midst of production on a web series called The Party, a Dungeons and Dragons related web series. A lot more information coming soon, but that will be coming out in 2023. And I am a producer and player and dungeon master for an upcoming podcast called The Lore Brewery, which you can check all of that out on my Twitter. And that's plenty for me. You'll see me here next session.
Yeah. Alex.
Hello, I have been Alex. I use he, they pronouns. You can find me over on Twitter at Alder_Mancy, most other places at Aldermancy or at Sword Ghost, where I am making games hopefully soon after I catch up on some other work that I've been working on. But I'm very excited to let you know that my Die RPG show that I'm GMing is taking a week off this week, but hopefully we'll be back next Thursday. That is at, I believe, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. PST, and every single Saturday over on at Total Party Kiss. You can find my homebrew horror campaign Strange Hungers at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. It is a thrilling ride, and I love it so much. And I think that's me. Yeah.
Amazing. Emily.
Hi, I'm Emily. You can follow me at Emily Priestner if you want to see my art. It's the little guys. Portraits for our characters. Other than that, I am here on Mondays as well, playing Xanth with Danny on Hellions of Karnak. So come watch us.
Oh yeah. Last but not least, Danny.
Hey, I'm Danny. I have been playing Evie tonight, our very, very upsetty Tremere. You can find me at Twitter at @ByShamLane. And yeah, right now nothing doing, so just having a good time playing some vampire and D&D.
Amazing. And yeah, thank you guys for joining us. Next week we won't have a session as we take breaks on the last week of the month. We'll be back the week after. And yeah, you guys were wonderful. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.